Yes, used it many times now.
Amazing. So Joao, where am I catching you? Where are you located?
So I'm in the company offices in Manchester, in the UK.
Very nice. Very
What
nice.
about you? Where are you calling me from?
Tel Aviv.
Tel
Company
Aviv.
office on Riverside. Yes.
Very good. Nice
Yes.
one.
All right. Pleasure meeting you. Thank you for kind of signing up for this conversation, taking the time. I'm really excited. Just for
Awesome.
the agenda on my side, is to really just hear about you,
Hmm.
your needs. If you have any feedback, any thoughts, anything you want, it will really help me to understand a little bit better. To begin with, kind of your, um, your you as a creator. What do you do? Your company, like just the overview and the workflow you have. And I'm mostly here to listen. I'll ask some questions, but I would love to hear kind of your experience.
Amazing. Oh, thank you, Max. So yeah, I work. So my job is I'm a video producer and also webinar producer for this company called Azo Network. And basically, we're a marketing company that does lots of different services, newsletters, all sort of digital marketing services. But we also have a video production department and a webinar production department. Um, the webinar role I'm actually taking over from one of my colleagues at the moment, but I've been a video producer for these guys for 4 years, and we also do podcast production. That's why we use Riverside a lot for podcasting on one hand, but we also use it for webinars because not necessarily yet for running webinars as live events, but for recording the presentations, because we usually record the presentations with high quality in advance, then we edit them, and for the time being we're using Big Marker for running webinars. But that's a separate thing that we're talking with our product manager Arnold about. We want to make a transition fully to Riverside. On top of all of this, I also do, because I'm also a video producer, I do a lot of social media clipping. um, and um, and I see, and I've started testing out Riverside's magic clip features and stuff. And I've given some feedback to Arnold, and we can go through it a little bit. I use another platform. I use Opus Clip for it, but I'm keen to transition again. Use everything on Riverside. Use everything on one place, straight, and being able to do it straight after the raw recording has happened. I think that's a really good thing with Riverside. We use it already to record. It already gives us the AI clips suggested. Those are great. And yeah, I'm just looking to see if there's little features that could make the experience that I have with Clopus IP more close to what we have with Opus Clips, basically. Um, and yeah, that's everything in a nutshell, basically.
Amazing, amazing. Really happy to hear, and hope next time we'll chat, you'll say I'm using everything in Riverside. And it's amazing.
Awesome.
That's our job to make it worthwhile for you and valuable.
Hmm.
Um, I would like to just like go into each one and discuss if it's okay, just to hear the
Yes,
experience. Which
absolutely.
one would you like to start off with? Podcast, webinar, magic clips?
Maybe Magic Clips, to be honest. Yeah,
Uh, I would love it. I'm actually the product manager for Magic Clip, so I would
awesome.
love to hear anything you have to say. I know Opus Clip very well. Like what are you using today? What are you missing? What works well?
So, in a nutshell, I've used already. I've tested out the Riverside Opus Clip feature, and I thought it was really really good. What I feel like is missing a little bit is templating a little bit. I felt like maybe I'm missing some things, or maybe there's features that I'm not seeing. Um, but a bit of more of a feature to being able to, because for example we work with a lot of different clients that have their own um, marketing guidelines and their own fonts and their own design guidelines.
Mhm.
If we could have a way of making templates, like if I make social clips for the videos that we produce for this one client, and have this as a template that is always there, and even in, for example, even in production, when we're already creating the studio, we're already assigning that client, that Riverside already knows. when we do magic clip for these guys, this is the font we use, this is the lower titles templates we use, this is the lower third, sorry, type templates we use, this is the caption templates we use. So something that would automate those steps, that would be awesome. And I think it would even be ahead of Opus Clips, because Opus Clips works on you uploading a video file, whereas here the video file is already there because you're already recording with Riverside. So it's just that streamlining of things, that would be incredible, basically.
Amazing. So just to understand, we're actually starting to work on something similar next week. So it's great to hear that, and and I want to just like make sure I understand exactly what you need.
Hmm.
I'll tell you what we're thinking, and tell me if that resonates with what you need.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So we want to create brand scenes, which is
Yeah.
actually the ability for you to control how we're going to take our brand in general, step up for podcasts as well, and for live streams and everything, but for magic clips as well. Um, for you to select the ratio, right? The 9:16 ratio or the 1:1, whatever you choose,
Yeah.
to look a certain way. It can also look like that for like your opening, your closing, your share screen, a single person grid, and so on. But also for magic clips, and that scene will have the ability to do captions, overlays, animations, text, all of that. So you'll be able to create that, save it, and then every time you will run it, we'll know to apply it for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does this sound like something that will?
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. I mean, it sounds like it. Obviously, I need to see it, and
Of
when
course,
it's
of course,
implemented, but yeah, that's the direction. Yeah.
of course. So first off, I would love if I can ping you back in a couple weeks or so to maybe try it out once we have it a little bit more ready.
Hmm.
Great. I have a question though. Right now what we're thinking about is to provide you the ability. Actually, it's like an open question, but for you to have it per studio. And
Yeah.
what you're saying is that when you have different customers, do they have each have a studio, which is separate?
Yes, we try to. We try to have different studios, but because we have so much workload at the moment, sometimes stuff gets like combined into, like, we have a studio called client webinars, and then there's like sessions with it. We need to have a better hierarchy there. But if we know, okay, by studio is the client, and there's one, if we know that this is how you guys assign like one font template per studio, that then we can work and just have one client per studio, basically.
It's a good point. Just it's part of the brand revamp that we're doing. We will also want to allow multiple assets, so multiple logos and
Hmm.
intro outros and color palettes and
Hmm.
different brand kits. Um, but that also raises like it gets me thinking about maybe the ability to support even more robust kind of abilities per studio per production. But okay, it's a point I will continue thinking about.
Hmm.
So great to hear. Um, regarding the brand, do you feel that currently you have everything you need with the editor, or would you are you missing any design elements, brand elements for?
Do you know what? From last time I experienced it, I thought that everything was there already. Like you can upload fonts. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I haven't used it in a while. Because I don't do social media clipping every day. I do it like if we have a client deliverable at the end of it, I do some social clips. So it's not something I'm not a social media creator. Like, so from what I remember, and this was like a few weeks ago that I used Riverside as a test, and I spoke to Arnold about it. You can already upload fonts, right?
True.
um, there are some options with the captions to change. You can change the color, both of the text and the background color. Like if you have like if the caption is with a square in the background, basically. From what I remember, you can change also the roundness of the box, if I'm correct.
Hmm.
um, so there's everything is there, and then you can change the animation. If you do like lower titles on top of the caption, any text that comes in that's not transcripted, you can do like little animation designs and
Yeah.
select the fade. So everything is there for what we need, everything is there. Now it's just a question of we designed that for a project, and then save. There's a brand kit, or however you want to call it, that can just be applied every time. um, that's the for us, that's the main step. Once that is done, I'll say bye bye to Opus Clip. I mean, I won't say bye bye because it's based on credit, so we don't have a subscription like Riverside. But yeah, we'll definitely start using Riverside for all of that, basically.
Amazing. I want to ask you about the latter part of the magic clips. You have the recording or the upload, and then you have the selection of the magic clips, the
Yeah.
way they look, the brand, everything we discussed so far. Once you have ready clips, you're satisfied with them. What do you do next? What is
uh,
the clip in your phone?
I currently, because we don't have like, because we're we're a marketing services provider. We're not the we don't have the ownership of the channels that these go through. We download them and we share them with the clients over Dropbox.
Okay.
So a lot of the features of like sending these directly to social media channels, we don't have access. So that's currently what we do. We download and then just share it.
Yeah, yeah, makes sense. We're also introducing these abilities, by the way, to schedule and publish and
Yeah, I've seen, and we might also use those for our own in-house marketing things. But yeah, at the moment, the priority for us is the stuff before that, basically.
amazing. And a question: do you find any issues with the camera angles or the cropping of the
I
clip?
thought those were really good, to be honest, and very similar to Opus Clip. So you just right click if you need changes to the stuff that's already automated. You just right click and you select quickly what framing you want, and I think that's pretty quick and intuitive. And I even think the AI already like recognizing where the face is, recognizing when there's like two, when it's a two shot thing of like one speaker top, one speaker bottom, is really good. I think it's even a little bit better than Clopasips, to be honest, in certain things. It's obviously it's an intuition thing. I don't know what's behind the models and stuff. Just it feels like wow, this is really good. So I like that already, and I think the features there, from what I remember, again, I don't use this every day. They seemed pretty quick and intuitive.
Amazing, great. All right. Anything else about magic clips that I should know that I
From what I remember, no, I think this is. I think I've already mentioned the majority of it. Yeah.
amazing. All right. You want to talk about webinars or podcasts as well, just to hear
Sure,
more?
we can. The only thing with webinars is I'm still in this transition to the job role, and I'm still being trained a little bit. And I have a colleague of mine who's been on the calls with Arnold and with the project managers before Arnold. Um, and so I do know about the features, and also since we last had a catch up on it, um, we've seen that Riverside introduced a few webinar features that for us are really essential, like the API integration, um, and stuff like that. For us, that's really really good. But we can chat about it. But I'm still not in all honesty, really the key person for it, basically. So we can have a chat, and but in general, what our main target is, let's put it that way, is to start testing out the webinar, the actual live event features, to see if we can make a transition basically from Big Marker to running all that system on Riverside.
Mm-hmm. Great, great. So again, just so you know, like Arnold will be able to connect you to Aviram, who is the webinar product manager.
I think we met Aviram a few months ago or a year when we had our first chat about this transition, basically.
Yeah, because we're investing very heavily in webinars. Just, things are improving by the day. So
Okay,
just like a FYI, they're great.
thank you.
Um, I would like to also hear about the podcast, but I just want to just like round up the magic clip conversation for me.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
one
sure.
thing I thought that I had. Um, we're talking about like the branded scenes and the ability to do it. I want to just like double down and say, do you feel that there are we said about like the different abilities, which you said you have everything, captions or inside the captions or specific elements. Just want to make sure that, do you find it because we're also thinking about, like, it's a never ending business to innovate and bring more and more.
Hmm.
So we'd love to hear about that. Um, and then I have a more advanced question.
Yeah,
So
yeah, sure, sure. Go ahead.
the more advanced, I'll ask it together. What about creating, adding generation to your magic clips? A generation of AI videos. Um, could be someone jumping off a plane, saying something, and then the magic clip starts. Can be uh, the people change or look different or do something cool just to kind of get the hook for
Yeah.
social media. Like, how does it sound to you? Like, is it
That
any?
sounds great, to be honest. It sounds great. Because the thing is, with the nature of what we work with in our clients, we're a science marketing company. I forgot to mention that. So all of our clients work we work with a lot of companies that produce scientific equipment. So a lot of the content we end up working with and producing is very like science techy based. So the only thing for us, yeah, it's great. We love b-roll. We love like the fact that it can be automated, and that'll be great. So far, this is my experience from Opus Clip, which do some similar features. I i haven't managed to find a really great b-roll correspondence to what the content is, because a lot of the AI generated, or even if it's stock footage that's inserted by keywords and stuff, sometimes it's very generic, and for the content that we produce, it just doesn't match up basically.
Interesting.
But if there is a lot of development, like in the future, into more like technical b-roll, say for example, like we work a lot with like healthcare, DNA genomics spaces, even if it's generic b-roll in those areas like molecules and even it doesn't need to be the exact science of what it's being said, but some generic display of what is being talked about, um, that that would work really well for us. And I don't know, because I don't use this every day. I don't know the extent of how developed these tools are, but it's definitely something we're interested in. Yeah, but again, it needs to be tailored
Yeah,
to the nature of what we do, basically.
yeah, yeah. It's a very valid point. Yeah. Okay. So I hope we'll have some nice surprises there as well. I think that just for you to kind of to share with your, I think we have two steps of this video generation, AI video generation, video generation for Magic Clips. The
Hmm.
first one is the first 8 seconds, which are crucial for social media success, right?
Yeah,
So it's even, to be honest, around 3 seconds, right? People decide to watch it or not.
yeah.
8 second rule is like the golden social media one, but it's shorter and shorter as the time goes on. Um, so maybe something that kind of draws you in the video to start listening to the content is first one. The second one is, as you mentioned, if someone mentions that they had a breakthrough with DNA, it creates like a nice B-roll for DNA breakthrough that kind of again more engages and makes people watch it a bit more
Mhm.
interested to go and watch the full content. Um, Cool. Okay. Great. So I just said, and by the way, back to the first question regarding, like, did you have any elements, not elements, sorry, inside the different elements, did you find that you want more creative control of more caption styles, more text styles, different, like, I don't know,
Yeah, I think
transition?
the more the merrier, because we experiment and we try different setups, because also some clients are more flexible. Some clients are just very like, I want a cross dissolve, I want a really simple, thing. And some other ones are more quirky with their design language, so they do like vroom, swish animation coming in, and you can get more creative. So the more you guys provide with options, the better. I would say, like, I would never say like, no, 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 keep things as they are. So yeah, the more there is, the better. For what our needs are in those departments, from what I tested, everything is already there. Like, for what I need, it's there, and you can already get some really, really cool stuff quickly done, intuitively done. For me, the only shortfall is the ability to template and automate
Yeah.
it, really.
Yep. Yep. Um, Amazing, amazing. Um, Maybe I have one last question, if that's okay, regarding Magic
Yeah,
Leaps.
yeah, yeah. Ask away. It's I'm
Uh,
looking too with this conversation because I know what you guys are thinking of developing and priorities and stuff. So obviously,
uh, you record content, right? For your customers.
yeah.
I know that you have also your kind of experience of social media clips that we can discuss, but like I understand that the main use case is for your customers, right?
Yes, yeah.
So for customers, you record content. Do you edit it before you want to generate the clips, or is what is recorded is good enough to create clips from?
Yes, I mean, especially if the aspect ratio is like social media, like vertical. I from what I already did and experimented, already the raw recording is good enough to generate social media clips. We don't, our deliverables are not necessarily just social media clips. Those are just added up things. Our deliverable, if it's a podcast episode, is an actual podcast episode, or if it's a video interview, it's a video interview. It's a, if it's a webinar, it's the presentation with the slides. So it's you know, the social media clips are just a little collateral thing. um, but from what I experienced, and that's what I want, where I want to be, is I want to be able to get those out before even making the edit to the full format, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Also, because a thing to consider is when we do like the, whether it's podcast, whether it's webinar edits, and we repackage the recording to our clients, a lot of the added value that we're giving is in the post production element, whether that's the design layouts with nice branding, or doing audio restoration, audio mixing, or even doing color correction to the video feeds of the webcams. And I know a lot of steps you guys already do and are automating and making it easier and easier for us. But we still do a lot of that on top, because that's where we add value to the client. Otherwise, clients would get Riverside accounts and just do it all themselves. That's where we enter with our production expertise. But when we do that work, if, and I find that with Opus Clip a lot, is sometimes we do imagine like two camera layouts, and like we have here, we're talking to you, and the background is black, but we want something more branded. And if the company uses a red thing, we do a red background with a gradient and the logo on top. We do something really nice, and then we do two cameras and stuff. Sometimes, when the problem with doing all this work and then exporting it as an MP4 and then doing the clips is you then are limited to what, like when you then get the vertical sized clip, you sometimes have a little bit of the background cropped. It's
Mhm.
limited basically. And what I like about the workflow of doing the clips with the raw recording is it becomes two separate things. You're not limited by the export of the full video. Does that make sense? Like,
Yes, 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 for sure.
I know this is, I'm glad you're the project manager on this, because I can see that you're like, yeah, I can totally see what you're saying, because this is, sounds a bit crazy. But
No, I
if
totally
you're
understand.
exporting from an MP4 file to do social media clips with an auto AI generated thing, it's, you're limited with the cropping and with stuff. Whether if it's from the raw recording, everything can be done properly, basically.
Yeah, yeah. It goes back to the same point we had regarding the specific look and feel of clips. Like it needs to behave in some way, and sometimes it's not the same way as the long form, the content.
Exactly.
Interesting, very interesting. The reason I asked, by the way, because we also are planning to provide the ability to create magic clips from edited versions. So you go, you cut stuff, you do color correction, you do magic audio, whatever works in that flow, then you can create the magic clips based on that. So you won't have parts that you want to cut or
Gotcha.
audio issues and so on.
Yeah.
You might be able to do like both, like do some editing in Riverside with some changes,
Hmm.
create clips from them and then takes them to where do you do your most of the work on?
We use Premiere. We use a lot of like external video like software for it. But it's also again something that if you want to talk about podcasts and your editor and stuff, I've used your editor once for a client to test it out. The more stuff we can do on the platform without extracting files and working with our own things, the better. So yeah, and I see what you mean. Like if you can actually get the social media clips from the edits you do, there's advantages to that because stuff is already cropped and like chopped and edited, and with Magic Audio and all those steps are already done. So it does also make sense. But there, I feel like it's something that if it can all be done in the Riverside platform, that's a plus because you're not using a rendered MP4 to extract the social media clips. It's all same system. Even if you've done the edit on your editor for the full thing, when the social media clips are extracted, the system is already it's still extracting the raw file from that. If that makes sense, like
Mhm.
it's the edits are there from the full thing, and it's already the work you've made, but some of these things that the AI would do to an MP4 file that is already rendered for a half an hour podcast are not necessarily those mistakes are not made because it's the files are already there on the platform. So that is something I personally haven't thought of using it that way because we don't use the editor as much. But in the future, if it does keep developed to a point where I don't even need to use Premiere, that's definitely something the workflow I'd use.
Amazing. Um, there's a new editor which
Okay,
will start be rolling out really soon, which is a much more performant, powerful editor that for advanced users like yourself usually has a lot more to offer.
that's awesome.
Um, yeah,
Curious
so
to
I will probably communicate it to you, and you will kind of experience it, and it might be something that can also help you stay, as you mentioned, like the value that we can provide is to have like an all-in-one suite that has the highest quality of recording and the tracks as they are, and then do everything there, so everything is like top of line quality. You don't have the kind of data loss and quality loss it has when you move between different platforms and so on.
amazing,
Um, so that's our goal to do.
awesome. Great
Um,
to hear.
yeah, so Joao, I wanted to thank you for your time. Again, thank you for kind of taking the moment to discuss
Thank,
it.
thank you. I've learned a lot, and it's been good
Uh,
to hear these updates. Awesome.
yes, yes. So a lot of cool and interesting stuff will come out pretty soon. Arnold will of course keep you updated, and I will try and reach out maybe in a few weeks' time where we have some things that we discussed to kind of show you as well.
Amazing. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you, Max, for your time too.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too, mate. Nice one.
Bye. Bye. Cheers.